Hey Shirley, you're from Australia, right?
Yeah, that's right, from down under.
Okay. Are you from Sydney?
No, I'm not from Sydney. Actually, I'm from Melbourne.
Melbourne. Okay. So are there any nice parks in Melbourne?
Well, Josh, Melbourne is a great city. And one of the reasons is because there are lots of parks. There's a really big park right in the centre of the city.
Is it beautiful?
It's gorgeous. It's called the Botanical Gardens, and they have plants from many different places around the world. And there's a lake, a small lake in the centre. But what I really love about that park is at one time of the year, they have lots of big fruit bats that fly into the park and they hang upside down from the trees. They're really huge, like big sacks. It's very cool.
That sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
So is there good shopping in your city?
Oh, there's great shopping in Melbourne. Melbourne has people from many different countries. So we have a great variety of things and clothing, cars, coffee shops, foods from many different countries. So it's a great place to shop.
Wonderful. What about housing? Is there cheap housing or is it really expensive?
Well, it's not cheap, but it's not as expensive as Sydney. Sydney is the biggest city in Australia. It's very expensive to live. But in Melbourne, the housing is so-so.
How do you get around in Melbourne? Do you take the bus?
You can take the bus, but Melbourne has something very special that no other city in Australia has. We have a tram system. I think they're called trolley cars in America, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. Well, Melbourne has a really big tram system, so you can go lots of places in the city by tram. It's really good fun.
What about the tram? Is it expensive?
Not so expensive. Cheaper than the bus. Maybe about the same as the train. Cheaper than a car. Probably one of the cheapest ways to travel in the city.
What about schools in Melbourne? Is there a big university?
Melbourne has 3 or 4 really big universities and some smaller universities too. Also, they have some very good private high schools and some very good public high schools.
Great. That sounds like a great place to go to school.
It's a pretty great place to live.
Hey Shirley.
Hey, Josh.
So how was your weekend?
Quite busy this weekend.
Really? Those are hard.
Yeah.
So what did you do on Saturday?
Well, Saturday morning, I usually clean the house.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of boring, but I have to clean the bathroom and then the kitchen and then the lounge room because I have lots of cats
Okay.
and the cats leave hair everywhere. So I always have to clean on Saturday mornings.
Yes, cats are messy.
Yeah.
So after you cleaned, what did you do?
Well, in the afternoon, I went for a walk up the mountain. It was a beautiful sunny day. There were no clouds in the sky.
Wow.
It was gorgeous. So I walked up the mountain and I saw a ferret.
A ferret?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're a little furry animal, 4 legs, tail. Not like a rabbit, but about the same size as a rabbit.
Okay.
And they're kind of gold brown colour.
Wow. Did you see any other animals on your walk?
No. I
Okay.
didn't see any other animals on the ground, but I did see a beautiful bird flying in the sky.
Wow. Do you
Yes.
know what kind?
I think it was an ibis. It's a big bird that usually walks in the water. It has long legs and it was white with a black head.
Great. So after your walk, did you do anything else?
I went home and then I watched some TV.
Okay.
That was about it for my Saturday.
Okay. What did you do on Sunday?
Sunday, I went to the art museum.
Really?
Yeah.
Great.
I really like to go and see new art, pictures or paintings or photographs or sometimes sculptures.
Okay. So who's your favorite artist?
I don't really have a favourite artist, but I really like watercolours.
Okay.
So pictures that are painted with just a kind of soft painting style.
Do you like paintings of nature?
I do like paintings of nature. I especially like paintings of flowers and animals
Okay.
and places that have water, like lakes or rivers or the sea.
Oh, that sounds like you had a great weekend.
Yeah, it was good, thanks.
Okay.
So, Anna, you're from Portugal, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, because I'm actually thinking of going to visit Europe this summer, and I thought Portugal would be a great place to visit.
Oh yeah, Portugal is great, especially in the summer. It will be really warm, and you can go to lots of places in Portugal. You can go to the north, where we have a lot of mountains, and you can do all kinds of activities like archery and horse riding.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Well, actually, I was thinking of going to the beach. Can you give me some advice for what's the best time of year to go when perhaps there are not too many tourists around?
Oh yeah, if you want to avoid tourists, you should definitely not come in August. August is really crowded and there are just so many people in the south of Portugal. You can try to come in June. June is
Alright.
already warm, but there are not too many people, so it will be easier for you to find accommodation. There are some really nice hotels and hostels around. So, what kind of place were you thinking of staying in?
Well, actually, I don't really mind too much. I think I'd like to see what it's like to maybe for normal people in Portugal, what it would be like to go on holiday and have an authentic Portuguese experience. So maybe I don't really want to stay in a big international hotel. What's a typical Portuguese place to stay in that's nice for a summer holiday?
That's interesting. Yeah, in that case, you should definitely avoid the big hotels or any hostels. There are some apartments that you can rent, so you can just live in an apartment by the beach.
All right.
And yeah, they're just in a normal building with other Portuguese people, but you can rent it and stay there, and it's really close to the beach. It's like a 1-minute walk, so it will
Really?
be really convenient for you.
And is this is by the Atlantic Ocean?
Yes, it is.
All right, that's sounds like a very good idea, staying at an apartment. How much should I budget for that?
I am not really sure. It will probably be a bit more expensive than a hotel,
Really?
but not in the long term. You can pay about 30 euros per night, I think,
Wow, that's
for
cheap.
a nice location. Yeah. If you come with friends, though, you can also rent a villa. We have some villas also by the beach.
Does it have a swimming pool?
It does have a swimming pool,
Wow.
and they have plenty of rooms. So if you want to come with a big group, that's definitely a better option.
That sounds like a great idea. I can invite my colleagues along. So, do you have any final tips for me for my holiday in Portugal?
Well, I mean, if you want to stay in the south, in the Algarve, then I definitely recommend you check out the nightlife. It can be really lively, and there are night markets and where you can buy lots of souvenirs and people just hang around. So I definitely recommend that.
Okay, and what was the name again? The Algarve.
The Algarve, yeah, that's the southern part of Portugal, so
Ooh.
you can't miss it.
Gotta remember that. Thank you very much. So Anna, you're from Portugal. Can you tell me a little bit about your country?
Yeah, sure. Portugal is a really small country, actually. It's right by Spain in Europe, and we have really nice weather there. It's really sunny most of the year and really hot in summer. It can get really cold and really rainy in winter. But yeah, overall, it's a really nice country to live in.
And I've heard you have nice beaches in Portugal.
Yes, we do. I used to go to the beach every day with my family in the summer. It was really great. But the beaches can get really crowded, lots of people, so you might want to be a bit careful when you choose where to go.
All right, I see. And where do you live in Portugal?
I live in a small village, actually. You probably don't know it. It's called Palmela, but it's south of Lisbon and it's by the coast, so it's really nice. We get a nice view of the mountains and of the rivers, so I really enjoy living there. It's really quiet, not a lot of people, a lot of wine farms actually, and really nice food. You should come
Ooh,
and visit
I
sometime.
like wine. And so you have good wine in Portugal. What sort of food do you eat in Portugal?
Let's see. We get a lot of fish,
Hmm.
because we're by the sea, and so codfish is a traditional, and sardines
Ooh, I
and
like
mackerel.
sardines.
Yeah, it's really good. And we also have really good desserts. So, for example, coffee cake, yogurt cake. We've got pastel de nata, which is kind of a egg tart thing. So I really recommend you try that with our coffee when you go there.
All right. And you speak Portuguese as your first language?
Yes, I do. I speak Portuguese. It's not the same as Brazilian Portuguese, but it's really close and we can understand each other. So that's
All
really
right.
great.
And can you understand Spanish as well?
Yeah, I can understand a little bit of Spanish, but there are some differences between Portuguese and Spanish. So,
How do you say hello in Portuguese?
oh, you can say hola.
Hola.
Yeah, it's fun. You should learn some Portuguese.
Oh, I'd love to.
Hi, I'm Mari. I'm here with Ron. Ron is from Hawaii. So, Ron, what's so special about Hawaii?
Well, Hawaii is my home, but to people not from Hawaii, I think Hawaii is famous for its nice weather. It's warm all year round. Also, it's known for its beaches. The beaches are very nice, and it's also known for its warm hospitality. The people are also very nice.
So, can you tell me more about the weather? It's always sunny. It never rains.
It does rain, but often it rains and is sunny at the same time, so we have a lot of rainbows. So Hawaii is also famous for rainbows.
That's nice. Can you tell me more about the beach?
We have beaches on all shores of the island, of all our islands. So there's many beaches to choose from, and often some beaches have big waves, some beaches have small waves, and you can choose which beach to go to depending on whether you want to surf in big waves or you want to swim where there's no waves.
Can you tell me maybe about the nature in Hawaii?
We have forests, so there's lots of animals like birds and small animals like wallabies. We have Hawaiian wallabies, and they live in the forest.
What's a wallaby?
Wallabies, they're those little mammals. They came from Australia, and they were introduced to Hawaii, and now they're wild in Hawaii, and they've become their own species.
What do they look like?
They look like little kangaroos, I think.
Interesting. Any other interesting animals in Hawaii?
We have a lot of pigs, wild pigs. We like to go hunting for them, and we like to eat them.
Are there any animals that live in the sea?
We have nice coral reefs, so there's lots of beautiful fish in our coral reefs, and many people like to go snorkeling to look at our reefs. We also have turtles, and seals in Hawaii.
Are there any whales?
We do have whales during the months of March until February, I believe. They come from Alaska, and they come to Hawaii during those months, and then they return to Alaska.
Wow, there are a lot of animals that live in Hawaii. Sounds like a great place to visit. Hi, I'm Mari. I'm here with my friend Ron. Today we're talking about food. So Ron, what's your favorite cuisine?
My favorite cuisine has to be Hawaiian food. I grew up eating Hawaiian food, so every special occasion we had Hawaiian food. So now when I eat Hawaiian food, it always brings back good memories.
What exactly is Hawaiian food?
Traditional Hawaiian food is usually cooked under the ground in a hole with hot rocks, and it cooks for maybe 6 hours or 7 hours. And when you take it out, it's very salty because we use a lot of salt, and it tastes really good. Usually meat, usually pork and other vegetables like taro and potato.
So then what's your favorite Hawaiian dish?
My favorite Hawaiian dish is called lau lau. It's pork or fish wrapped in leaves and put inside the underground oven. And it's very salty and very good.
So the flavor is just salt?
The flavor is salt and also the leaf flavor that it's wrapped in.
What's your favorite dessert or junk food?
My favorite dessert has to be cake and ice cream together. I love to eat cake and ice cream together.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Favorite ice cream flavor is strawberry, and I like to eat that with chocolate cake.
Sounds good. Do you like vegetables?
Not so much. I don't like to eat vegetables, but I can eat them if somebody cooks them for me.
What's your favorite vegetable?
Favorite vegetable? I don't have a favorite vegetable, but I can eat vegetables like asparagus, broccoli, carrots, those types of things.
Do you eat your vegetables raw, like salad, or do you prefer them cooked?
I prefer them cooked.
Thanks, Ron.
Welcome.